Hello and welcome or welcome back to Yarn Tea and Books with me. My name is Tasha, and along with my husband, we are the humans behind Frogget Yarns, Hand-Dyed Yarns, and Mobile Yarn Truck. So welcome back, welcome on in. We have a lot to chat about. It has been a busy couple of weeks. Last week, if you watched, was our Ask Me Anything video, which Mr. Frogget was here with me on the sofa, and thank you for all your feedback and comments on that. We had a good time shooting that. What you didn't see was the 20 minutes of hilarious laughing before I could even press record because he was in the room with me. Usually when I'm filming, sorry, heat flash, he is out of the house. That's why I pick Thursdays to film, because he's at his family farm. So it was hard to get over the fact that he was sitting right beside me. But anyway, it has been a busy 2 weeks. We vended at 2 shows, attended a third. So we have a lot to talk about. We'll talk about my tiny FO. We will catch up on my whips. There's a little bit of shop news. There's a lot of book chat, so stick around for that. And there's a life news section this week where I will chat about the things that we did and got at the festivals. So if you're not into that, that's fine. There's not a lot of acquisitions. I didn't have a big list and I didn't plan to buy a lot. So I will just be sharing the few things that I picked up. So stick around and let's catch up. I hope that you're all well this week. Let's start with Mug Watch. I did get a new mug, and I'm just realizing that I bought a mug at Maryland and I didn't bring it in with me. It's okay. This is from Riverstone Pottery. This is a new to me potter. Her name is Hope, and this is her Wild Orchid color mug. It's a nice big chunky one. I've just made myself an Earl Grey, second cup of tea. She is out of, I don't remember, Ohio maybe. She seems to always have a few pieces in her shop. I'll link her below as always. But I really love that one. It's a nice big mug full of tea. So let's get into FOs. And I have the tiniest FO. So last time I showed you these, I had one done. These are the booty socks that I'm making for my daughter's couple friend that are having triplets. So I had one done. I just finished the other one last night. I do find that these hurt my hands a good deal because I'm holding fingering weight double, but I'm only using a size US 2.5 needle. So it's a tight knit. So there's the other one. They're both done, and I have started on the next pair. That's the only FO that I have. Yeah, so let's go on to whips. It's not much to show, but I have started on the next pair. This is a cute little snail from the Littlest Charm Co. This next pair I am using our Velvet Pumpkins colorway. This was a Halloween colorway, I think from 2 years ago, and I do love it. So the next pair is underway. They do only take about an hour per sock. So it's not a long time, but I cannot knit for an hour straight. It just hurts my elbows, my hands, my arms. But I do need to get a wiggle on because she needs them in like 2.5 weeks. So working on that. Most of my knitting time has been spent on my Lighthouse cardigan. This is a design by Brandy Cheyenne Harper. And folks, it's looking like a sweater. It's looking like a sweater. We've got the sleeves attached. These get grafted together. There's the back. It's all smushed up in my bag. But there's the fronts. There's my sleeves. There's the front. It's a mess. So there's a lot of ends to weave in. I am now like right here. So I'm decreasing to here, and then I'll finish the shawl collar. So it's coming up. You can see in the back, like those lines come up and they get closer right here. So I'm decreasing to come up the back, up the side of the neck, and then it'll just be a little bit of the shawl collar left to do. So it's coming along nicely. I'm a little worried about yarn. I am on the last ball. This is all that I have. But I am on, like, every other row is a decrease row, so it's less stitches every other row. So I think I'll be okay. If not, it won't be hard to get any more, but yeah. I'm hoping I don't have to buy another ball. So that's my Lighthouse cardigan. Looking really good. I'm really happy with it. And it is living in a Black Purl Magic bag that is way too small for it. So I need to upgrade that. The only other thing that I've put a little bit of work in on is my shawl design. I have added that last section. I actually still have, I think, 4 more rows to do. I'm adding another section of this. So that's what I'm working on here. And then I'll be moving in to my final color, which is Blackberry, which is just a really deep, rich, purpley red. That's a little blown out. That's better. So yeah, being as busy as we've been, there just hasn't been a lot of knitting time. So that is all of my whips. That's it. So that'll take us on to shop news. There's not a lot of shop news. First, in case you didn't watch last week's episode of Ask Me Anything, because it came out at the beginning of May, and so I didn't get to reveal May's lily pad color. So our book is Daughter of the Moon Goddess. That was our color, or is our color. It had a variegated gold mini because of the beautiful moon on the cover. So I did a variegated gold mini, and here is my square all done. So there it is, all crocheted up. I love the way it came out. You know, it took forever, but I finally got that. So that's our May color. It is no longer available in the shop. You can visit, there are four yarn shops that carry it. I will link them all down below. Yeah, they might still have some, they might not. I don't even have the charm in here anymore. There are 2 charms left for May. So they didn't go as quickly this month, but there are 2 left. So if you missed out, or you want an extra, or your friend wants one, I have 2. When they're gone, they're gone. I have put all of April's leftover charms, which is only 3, into the trailer, and we're taking them to shows. So I might do that with May's as well, for anyone who sees it and just wants it because it's cute, because why not? So shop news. Advents are selling strong. I think I am at over half capacity. So I have a number that's where I'm drawing the line. We are over halfway there. So there's not many left. So, you know, once we reach capacity, or it gets to the point where I have to start dyeing them, which will be, I'm going to say, early to mid-June, then I will have to cut them off so that I can have my numbers to dye my batches. I always dye extras, and they will be backups for once we send them, in case any get lost. Knock wood, we've never had that happen. And then they will be ready to ship, but they will not ship until, or go on sale until I know that all of the ones that were pre-ordered have made it to their destinations. I track everything to make sure that you've gotten one if you pre-ordered it. And then whatever I have as leftovers goes in the shop as ready to ship, but I don't guarantee you'll have it by the 1st of December. So we're over halfway there as far as capacity. So if you want one, check them out. We do have, there is a payment plan that Square works with, that if you need to make payments, I think it's Afterpay, or I don't know which one it is. I think it's Afterpay. So you would pay them. I get paid up front, and then you would pay them. And I don't know if that is a weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly setup. I think it's a choice, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, there is a payment plan available if that helps, because I know that they are a big purchase. We have also brought in another maker for the Advent. So I'm not going to tell you who or what, but there's an extra goodie that's going to come in your Advent that we've already decided, and it's a maker that we love. She's a dear friend of us, and it's going to be super cool. So there'll be an extra goodie that we kind of planned on when we built the Advents, but I needed to make sure she wanted to be on board. So she's on board, and so there'll be a really cool extra goodie in your Advent. I know this is early. You're going to see this on Saturday, May the 10th, if you watch it when it comes out. But because I won't see you before June's club goes live, the pre-orders, you're going to get a first look at June. So our book for June is To Kill a Shadow by Catherine Quinn. This is, I think, YA. So it won't be, it won't be spicy. It won't be explicitly spicy. It's YA. So that is our book. This was a gorgeous cover. Here is our color palette. The yarn is already, the yarn is already developed. I've developed the color. I absolutely love the color. I'm almost done with my June square. And wait until you see the charm. So here's the charm. Oh, it's so adorable. She put a little butterfly on the back. And there's some, I don't know if you can see them. There's some like glittery pearly bits. Oh, it's so cute. Just nice, bright, and clean. I think it goes with the book so well. Yeah, with the butterfly and the flower. So that's June's charm. That's June's book. June's club goes on pre-order May 15th. That's when the pre-orders open. That's when you can pre-order your club. Grab your copy of the book. Yeah, I'm excited. The color is beautiful. I've also developed July's and August color, so I'm ahead. I like to be ahead, especially since I know I have to develop 3 full Advents in the summertime. I want to be ahead on club. That way, when Kelsey says, okay, what's the next book, I can just send it to her and it's already done. So July and August is already developed, and I'm working on September's. So I'm really excited. So June club goes live for pre-order May 15th. Okay? Mark that down. Get your charms, get your yarn. It's perfect for summer. That's all I'm going to say. I did also want to say that our little team of dyers and my 6 children, 3 including their spouses, for this LLS fundraiser, We have raised over $17,000. We're almost at $18,000. We still have a little bit of time, so I'm hoping we can get to 18. I'd really love to see us get to 20K, but if not, I am beyond thrilled. We have just poured our hearts and souls into this campaign, and I'm super, super proud. While I was at, this is the only acquisition that I'll show for shop news because it relates to our LLS fundraiser. So I've been collecting a skein of yarn from every dyer on my team, and I already had 3 plus mine. I still needed Rising Tide Fiber Co. and Terrapin Fiberworks, and they were at Frederick with us. Terrapin was on the Cesium yarn truck, and Rising Tide was there with her new yarn trailer, which is our old yarn trailer. So I got hers. This is Rising Tide Fiber Co., Melissa, and this is Radiant Recovery. Really pretty. And then I grabbed Terrapin's color, which is called Visionary. Now, Terrapin Fiberworks only dyes plant-based fibers. So if you are not a fan of wool or you can't wear wool, she's your girl. She only dyes plant-based fibers. So this is her Visionary color on her Anacostia sock. So it is organic cotton, tencel, and elastic. Yeah. So I love how it's, you know, flecky there. So that is it for all of my LLS colors. I've got them in a little basket, and I need to decide what I want to make with them. So they're all going to go into the same project. And yeah, I'm just so proud of my team. Thank you to everyone who has shared our posts, liked our posts, come to see us at these events, bought any of the Dyers yarns. It truly has been an amazing experience. It's not one I'll do again. So Liz, if you're watching, don't ask me next year. But I'm very happy that we did it, and I'm very proud of what we did, our little team. So that's the LLS update. And yeah, we had a great Frederick. We had a great Yarn Centric. So if you came out to see us, thank you so much for stopping in the truck. We got to meet our friend Glenn at Yarn Centric. I'll pop a picture in here of us. He finally came into the trailer. He came up for Yarn Centric and Maryland Sheep and Wool. So we finally got to hug and squeeze him. And then our good friend Andrea Karcher, she has her own knitting podcast here on YouTube. I'll link to her channel below. She is Karcher Makes. She comes to see us at all the events that she can, but we never got a picture. So I'll pop another picture in here of her and I in the trailer. The new trailer, the new William, is being very well received. So we're so glad that you love him. We love him a lot. He's a little bit bigger. He's brighter. He feels a little more open. Yeah, I'm very happy with the new William. So that is it for shop news. And, oh wait, I'm sorry. That is not it for shop news. Upcoming festivals. Forgot I had an extra note. So this weekend in the States is Mother's Day weekend. So happy Mother's Day to any and all mothers, no matter what form that takes for you. We have the weekend off, which is nice after having two shows back to back and very closely back to back. So our next event is a Pennsylvania event. It's the Central Pennsylvania Fiber Festival in Hughesville, PA, which is right up near Williamsport. We've been doing this show since 2018, I think. I think that's how long it's been. It's a well-loved show. It's a tiny town, but they support this show with all their heart. It is, it's a good, easy show for us. It's less than 2 hours away. So we're home on Sunday by dinner time. And it's just a nice smaller show. It's actually a little bit bigger this year than it has been in years past, which is exciting. They've expanded it, but it is still a relatively small show. And we'd love to do those shows because it's not, you know, hordes and hordes of people. You can actually talk to your customers. So that's a fun one. That is May 17th and 18th. So it's Saturday, Sunday. So if you're in the area or you fancy a day trip and that's close for you, come out and see us. Come say hi. The very next weekend, which is Memorial Day weekend here, is the Great Lakes Fiber Show in Wooster, Ohio. And we will be there as well. That is May 24th and 25th. So there will be 2 other yarn trucks with us. So our friends Katie and Dean, who have the Yarn Adventure truck, and our good friend Robin, who has the Yarn Birds yarn truck. We're all together in a line there. And it's a really fun time. That's also a great show. So that's our next 2 shows. Then we get a break, another weekend off before our last show of the spring, which I'll talk about on the next podcast. Last thing that I just want to tease here, because July 1st is our business birthday, William's birthday, anniversary, whatever you want to call it. July 1st, 2017 is when we opened our doors for the first time and, you know, made our first sale. So we are planning, you guys, we're planning an epic birthday box for July. I'm not going to say anything else. We've got 2 amazing makers involved in our box. I've already developed the color. It's going to be a fun time. So that's all I'm going to say. Keep your eyes peeled. I'll be showing sneak peeks the closer we get. It's still kind of early. It's only May, but we are planning a very, very fun box for our 8th year to celebrate 8 years of doing business. And I figure, you know what? You don't need to wait till the big numbers like 10 or 15 or 20. Every year is a year to celebrate staying in business, especially in these times. It's very uncertain. So we're planning that. All right, let's move on to book chat. That's all for shop news. So in book chat, I finished The Whisper Wicks by Jordan Lees. And let me tell you, this one made me cry. I don't know what it is with these middle grade books. This one, so this is like a portal fantasy. Yeah. So our main character, Benjamia, accidentally goes through a portal into another realm where there is magic, and he meets up with a little girl, Isabella, and they are searching for her brother. But things are not what they seem. And let me tell you, when I got to the end and the plot twist was revealed, I bawled. So good. 5 stars. Absolutely loved it. So endearing and heartwarming. Yeah. Sad in a good way, I guess. Yeah. Really, really good. So that's the Whisper Wicks. I finished that on April 30th. So that was on my April TBR. I just want to check. I have my little reading journal here. Yeah, I finished it April 30th. It was the last book on my April TBR. So happy with that one. I also just finished our May book, Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Sue Lynn Tan. I really, really liked this, guys. I hope you're reading along. This was just so beautifully written. What do I want to say? The words, it felt very lyrical. It was very beautifully written. Absolutely loved this. There is a sequel that I am planning to read. I listened to most of this. I had the audio copy through Spotify, but I used all my hours. So I can't listen to the next one until I get my hours back, which is stupid, but Really, really good. I hope that you're loving this. The Discord has been really chatty, and so far everyone has loved it. It's very, very beautiful story. The Chinese mythology. I'm loving reading more books that are based on Chinese mythology because it's not something I've explored. So 5 out of 5. Loved it. Very, very beautiful. It did have me in tears. In fact, I was about 35 minutes from the end and I had to shut it off because I was listening to it while doing a puzzle, and it really got me. The plot twist at the end really got me. So I had to take a break before I could finish it. And I'm happy to say that I did finish it without tears, but it was very, very good. So loving that. I am currently reading Bound by Sable Sorensen. I have this on my Kindle, but I was just recently at the bookstore and this was like sitting up on the shelf and I saw the spine and I said, okay. I was shocked because I don't think this is from a traditional publisher. I think she is like indie pub. So I was shocked to find it at the bookstore. So I think the cover is beautiful. I'm just a little bit in. I'm on chapter 6, so I'm only 56 pages in, but it's really good. Very intriguing. I'm also still reading Fourth Wing for Advent Prep. I'm mostly just skimming. I know the colors that I already want to pull, so I don't have to read it word for word. I'm kind of going to the sections where I know the colors are so that I can just jot down notes. So that's going well. Fourth Wing is the one I've read the most, Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. So those two will be the easiest to remember what I want as far as colors. Onyx Storm, I will probably have to reread cover to cover just because I've only read it the once. So that's in there. My May TBR, so I'll share that with you. Other than Bound, I would like to read I'm Afraid You've Got Dragons by Peter S. Beagle. I also pulled out The Book That Wouldn't Burn by Mark Lawrence. This is 3 books in already. I only have the first one. So if I like the first one, I will continue with it. I also want to read the next installment of Freyrin. This is the manga that I enjoyed. This is volume 5. And that's a fun one to read in between. It's a good palate cleanser. So that's my May TBR. I do have a book haul. This was the last book haul for April. Yeah. I had no business buying more books. There were a few that were new releases that I was waiting on. I keep a list of, continuing series that I need the next book for, or new releases that, I really want to check out. So some of them I had been waiting for. So we'll go through that quick. One of them was this book, I'm Afraid You've Got Dragons. That was on my list to pick up. The next one is The Green Kingdom by Cornelia Funk. I love Cornelia Funk. If you've not read, I don't know if the series, it's a 3-book, it's a trilogy, and it starts with Inkheart. It's like Inkheart, Ink Spell, and Ink Death. I read that series years ago, and it's still one of my favorite series to read. She wrote that. So I love her writing. I love her storytelling. This one just looked really cute. Plus, look at that cover. Is that not gorgeous? Yeah. So I picked up that one. I picked up the new Anna James, Chronicles of Weatherwhy. This is middle grade. This is also middle grade. A lot of these were middle grade. So I picked up that one. I also picked up by Cornelia Funk, Dragon Rider. So this is the second book in this series. I have the first book that I found at a used bookstore, and it's the first edition hard cover with different art, but now they've redone the artwork for book 1. This is book 2. The artwork for book 1 matches this a little more, so I may have to get book 1 so that they match. I hate having like a hardback and then 3 paperbacks and the cover arts don't go together. So yeah, I'm excited for this one. This one seems really cute. And then the other middle grade that I got is Dream Slinger by Gracie Kim. Beautiful as well. So those are my middle grade picks from April. And then there were 2 on my April releases list that I wanted to get. The Wind Weaver by Julie Johnson. That gorgeous cover. Broken Souls and Bones by L.J. Andrews. And you guys, I'm loving this, look at those end papers. I'm loving that the artwork is on the hardcover and there's not a dust jacket. I always take the dust jacket off anyway. And then the first in a new series, What Lies Beyond the Veil by Harper L. Woods. So, that's my last book haul for April. I will tell you there's already been a book haul for May. I was just there Tuesday. I'll share that another time. So that will take us into life news. So if you want to see and hear about my acquisitions and what we got up to at the festivals, please stick around. We vended at 2 and attended a 3rd. So we'll start with Frederick Fiber Fest. Frederick Fiber Fest is always a whirlwind. It's one day only. That's where I got the 2 LLS colors. That's all I got. It's nonstop from the time you get there to the time you leave. It's just a whirlwind. And this year, our spring Frederick was the best it's ever been. We never had a lull in the trailer. I barely had time to run and use the restroom. So if you came out to see us, thank you oh so much. It was a tremendous day. Absolutely fabulous. Get home from that. We spend 3 full days dyeing yarn to prepare for the next show, which is the following Friday. So we lose a day because we can't dye anything past Wednesday. So the following Friday was Yarn Centric. That is the pop-up event that gets you excited for Maryland Sheep and Wool. It's put on by 29 Bridges Studio, Mike and Mary. We love them. We have been with this event since its inception. We attended the very, very first one. And yeah, we attended every year. And by attend, I mean we vend there every year. And every year they're bringing in new makers. And it's just a really good time. And I'm just looking here. I did forget. Mr. Froggett snuck out. This is still at Yarn Centric. So we were gifted these Howdy Frogs by our friends Kat and Penny. They are cesium yarn. These are needle stoppers. They gifted those to us. And then Mr. Froggett went to visit Camp Stitchwood. And he got me some stickers. So we have Serial Crafter. This one is my favorite of hers. I think I need like 5 of these. The stack of books, but they're all knitting themed. I have one of these on my laptop. And then obviously my little frog queen. So, and then we were gifted cute stickers by our friend Shannon. Shannon's Fun Bags. She is a bag maker and she was passing out stickers. So that was it for Frederick. Yarn Centric is a ticketed event. So it's nice because the people come kind of in waves. So you get a rush of people and then you have a little bit of breathing time while they shop other places. There were 4 yarn trucks at Yarn Centric. which is the most there's ever been. So it was a lot more to see outside. There were so many great vendors at Yarn Centric. I got the knit necklace. Can you see that? So I already had yarn. I got knit from Birdie Parker. I also got new earrings. Can you see those? So she makes beautiful knitting themed and knit designed jewelry. So that's what I got from Birdie Parker. And then one of my favorite bag makers was there, M.A.B.E.L. So I picked up this beautiful, look at this. So she repurposes quilts and turns them into bags. And I absolutely love them. This is my third M.A.B.E.L bag. It's also holding my purchases from Maryland Sheep and Wool. And every time I get a bag, I get a pouch. So yeah, so good. So good. That's all I got from, oh no, one more thing from Yarn Centric. And that was, I got this really cool vinyl snap bag. This is from Black Purl Magic. And I will have all the makers tagged below. So this is just a cute little sock sack with one little snap. She puts a D-ring so you can hook it or, you know, hook your stitch markers there. So yeah, I love that. So that was Yarn Centric. That's also only a one-day show. And we had a great time visiting with all of you. So if you came out to see us at Yarn Centric, again, we thank you so much. And yeah, we'll definitely try to be back next year. Then it was the big show, right? It was Maryland Sheep and Wool at the Howard County Fairgrounds, Saturday and Sunday. We went down on Saturday and I had a small list. So I'm at that point of stash where I really only want to buy the yarns for the projects that I can't pull from stash, right? So if I can dye it, I'm probably going to dye it. But the things that I don't dye, like the spin cycle type yarns, those are the things that we were searching for. So Mr. Froggett has been asking for a grid gambit cow. I'll pop a picture in here. He wants one. I also want one. So he found his yarn. So this is the yarn he wants. This is from Feederbrook Farms. This is her Entropy DK. And these are totally his colors. And he is going to, well, he has paired it with our Rambouillet DK in the color Cinders, and that's going to be his grid gambit. And he's already asked me when I'm going to cast it on. Anyway, for my grid gambit, I found this from Junction Fiber Mill. So these are the yarns that I can't dye, right? I can dye speckled and I can dye multicolored yarns, but I can't dye the ones that color change. That's a whole different ball game. This is their color Moonrise. So I got 2 of those, and I haven't decided yet what I'm going to pair mine with. Still working on that. And then the only other yarn that I bought was for a Variations shawl. I'll pop a picture in here. This is a new shawl by Tiff Nealon. And again, from Feederbrook Farms, I grabbed 3 skeins. The colorway, she just has LMT. So I don't know what that means, but these are the 3 that I picked. They all matched really, really well. And I feel like I want like a sagey green to go with it. I don't wear a lot of green, but I feel like I want a light you know, that blue silver green color to really make this pop. So that's my thought. I was also looking for buttons. So I had my swatch for the Hey Sailor tee, which, you guys, I still haven't decided if I'm going to knit this. That gauge is killing me. Anyway, I found buttons that match it perfectly. And these are from Dusty's Vintage Buttons. I cannot link her. She does not have a website. You can only see her at shows. I did get two of these for that. These were $10 a pack. And if I don't make this, you know what? These will go great with anything. So I was also looking for alternate buttons for this swatch, which is going to be my DRK Everyday cardigan. And I had pink buttons. So you're probably going to wonder why I bought what I bought. But I did buy these. I think these are just a little darker than the ones I had. Plus, there's a lot more designs. And these are bigger, which, looking at the pattern, I needed buttons that were an inch wide. So that's what I got to go down there. I had some suggestions of navy. They didn't have any navy buttons that I liked. I was also looking for like maybe a charcoal. Again, she didn't have any that I loved. And I'm a sucker for these. I think they're mother of pearl. These were $25 a sleeve. And I did get two. So that was my Maryland Sheep and Wool haul. That's all that we got. I also wanted to thank our friend Aquila. She is a Lefty Knitter podcast here on YouTube. She was demonstrating at Frederick with her circular sock machine, and she cranked a pair of socks for Brian, for Mr. Froggett. I just have to take 10 minutes and close the toes, but she cranked him a pair of socks because he's always bugging her for socks. So while she was demoing, she cranked him a pair of socks. So thank you so much, Aquila. I will close those toes and get that picture to you. And that's it. That's all I got at Maryland. We left before the crazy storms hit. But we did have vendor friends who, you know, really got it bad. So, yeah, it sucked. We got home, and as I'm seeing the videos come in of the storm that blew through down there, it was starting to get dark here. So we got home ahead of it, which I'm thankful for. Yeah, that was it for Maryland Sheep and Wool. That's all I bought, other than some food and our entry fee. That was it. Because again, I have a lot of yarn. So that is going to do it for this week. That's a pretty long one. Are you reading May's book? Let me know down below or over on the Discord. I always link the Discord in the description box. If you're reading May's book, you still have time. It's currently only May the 8th. This video will come out on the 10th, so you have plenty of time to read it. It is a quick read. I know it looks like a big book, but once you get into it, excuse me, fuzz. It's a quick read. And someone on the Discord said once she started it, she couldn't put it down. She read it in 3 days. Oh, I also got I forgot to grab it. I got a mug from Pawley Studios that is Fourth Wing themed. So I'll show that on the next one. It might be mug watch for the next one. I just forgot to grab it. And I have quite a few of Pawley Studios mugs. They are good people and they make great mugs. So anyway, what else are you reading? If you're not reading May's book, maybe you're reading a book that we all need to know about. Drop a recommendation down below. And thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for coming back every week. We are over 200 subscribers here on this little channel, which I'm thrilled about. I'm absolutely delighted that so many of you are joining me every week and watching. So thank you, thank you, thank you for coming back each and every week. I will be back next week, same time, same place. And until then, be well, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and happy making. Bye.